Hello everyone, welcome back to another Minetest Modding video. This week actually you're going to just have a quick little video, and we are going to be looking at two different things here. We're going to have cooking recipes, and we're going to look at fuel recipes. Now these two are really easy, guys, so it's not going to take us too long to cover these, but because they're so simple, I thought these should have been like the first or second thing I covered. So we have fuels and we have cooking recipes. Well, what's the difference? Fuel recipes, honestly, all you're doing is you're giving a note and saying how long it will burn if you put it in a furnace. Or anything else that burns stuff. So a furnace, like my More Fire mod, I have campfires, those burn things. So you define how long they'll burn in there. A cooking recipe, that's a little different. That is the material that you put, well, in a furnace in the top slot. It's what you're cooking. I mean, the easiest way to think of this is like cooking food. Your cooking recipe is things you are putting on top of the heat, and your fuel is the heat. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Let us make a cooking recipe for, well, let's start with the basics here. Minetest.register underbar craft. This is treated as a craft, which, is the exact same as, how you make stuff, but it's different because of this next line where we do type. Unlike a normal craft where you would just do, say an output and give a recipe, this one you give a type. So our type here is going to be cooking. So this pretty much tells the engine we get the result from this recipe when we cook it in a fire. And I'm just going to use group tree for this. And then our output will be, and I'm just going to use default coal. Pretty sure that's what it is. I thought I had it up here someplace. You know what? We're already using more fire anyways. Yeah, so let's do more fire charcoal. Because it makes more sense to get charcoal from cooking wood, because that's pretty much how you make charcoal, than to get coal, which is, naturally formed in the earth. So then we close it. So we have our type, which is cooking. Our recipe. Recipe can only be one thing. I don't know of any cooking devices where you can cook more than one item at a time. So you cook one thing and you output one thing. Now we can make it so we cook one tree and we get 5 charcoal. That will work. I mean, it goes the exact same as a normal craft recipe here, where we, like in this one here, we use a piece of dirt and a piece of charcoal and we get 5 lumps of iron. So it worked the exact same way there. So if you feel that only getting one piece of charcoal from a tree trunk isn't enough wood, you can up it. So let's just save that and then launch up Minetest here. I've got too many mods going on. I don't know which one I want to be using. Item drop? Yeah, no, I don't think it's that one. Let's try this new mod. It has flint enabled. It has more fire and has new mod. Okay, that's the one we want. Let's launch it. An error? What? Cooking recipes. We close that. We have our output done, right? Minetest register craft. That is alright. Type is cooking with the comma. Recipe group tree. That's right. Output. Oh. So that shouldn't be throwing up an error at all. More fire charcoal. Everything here looks right, so I'm not sure what's giving us the error. Let's try this one more time. Okay, let's take a look at the debug. Debug, man's best friend. I just hope it's not something massive. No, it's pretty short. Let's see here. Okay. Failed to load and run. In function register craft. Line 91 in main chunk. Minetest dot register underscore craft. Silly mistake. I forgot to say equals. That makes me feel pretty stupid. There we go. Yeah, all those little things that you think don't matter. Yeah, they matter. They matter quite a bit. Our lovely dirt world here from last week. Here we go. Let's just do give me default cobble. We want 30 cobble, and I guess already had cobble, whatever. And we'll just make ourselves a furnace right quick. Bada boom, bada boom. Throw our furnace out here. It is empty. There's nothing in it that's flammable. Now what do we need? We need some trees to get charcoal. So, here a tree is. Let's harvest a little bit of wood. Gonna have to grab 2 pieces, because we do need to use 1 piece of wood as the fuel. So we'll throw 1 on the top to cook, 1 on the bottom to do the cooking. We have a flame, and right there we get 5 pieces of charcoal outputted. So, voila. We cooked, and we grabbed our result. So, basic enough. We can, do anything you want. You could cook dirt if you wanted to get gold. The option's there. And if you're doing like a multiplayer, you're hosting a server, honestly, who's going to think that you can cook dirt to get gold? You can do all sorts of sneaky stuff like that, and you can just, be all decked out in gold everything. And people are like, where you find all this gold, man? And just don't let them know you're cooking dirt. The possibilities are limitless. But let's go on to the fuel recipes. We do much the same here. Minetest register craft. Parenthesis curly bracket. Tab in to indent. Again, indenting you don't have to do, but it is part of best practices. It makes it way more readable, and you can more easily see what's going on. So here, just to say what we're doing. Again, we're doing the type, making sure we remember the equal sign this time, and then we're saying that this type is a fuel. So then, interestingly enough, we use another recipe. You're going, why are we using a recipe for this? This doesn't make sense. I don't write all the code here. Okay, so we're gonna do default dirt with grass. Dirt underscore with underscore. Oh, is that what it drops though? No, it drops the default dirt, doesn't it? No, it does drop dirt with grass. Okay. Okay, so here's our recipe. We have default dirt with grass, and that is a fuel. So we'll put a comma there. And then we have to just find a burn time. Now, I'm not positive here. I think the burn time is seconds, but I could be entirely wrong. I know more is higher. More is higher. Does that even make sense? The larger the number, the longer it'll burn. So we're gonna say we can burn dirt with grass for 5, which admittedly is probably still way long for burning dirt. And we'll save this, and then we will launch the game again. This time, hopefully, there'll be no errors because we didn't forget something silly. Now we have tons of dirt. Unfortunately, they're both different, so I don't know which one. Okay, there we go. We just put 54 pieces of dirt into our furnace. Now we're going to need something else to cook. So let's go grab some more wood here. And let's grab 2 pieces. Just so we can see. Okay, so pop our 2 pieces of wood up in there, and we'll see. We're still burning that through, and we only used 1 lump of dirt. 2 lumps? I forget. We had 54, didn't we? So we used 2 lumps of dirt to convert our 2 logs into charcoal. Not an entirely bad trade-off. Now, admittedly, those are both kind of silly recipes. Well, the treated charcoal one's not silly, but using dirt as a fuel is. But you could do something that would make a little more sense, like, and let's just copy and paste this to make it a little faster. We're going to do that, and we're going to use a recipe of default. I cannot type and talk at the same time. It just doesn't work. I'm going to use a recipe of dirt with grass to cook. And instead we're going to output new mod, and this is something that doesn't exist, but baked dirt. And that would admittedly make a lot more sense. Now if you're only outputting 1, of course you don't need to explicitly state you're outputting 1, but here we just have cooking, and you cook default dirt with grass, and then you get a baked dirt, which actually, we have this new mod dirt cube. Let's do that. Dirt cube. Save that. So now, assuming I did everything right here, which I think I did, we can throw the dirt on the bottom. Okay, that was the wrong dirt on the top. Let's grab half of that stack, throw it up there. Okay, there we go. So we are cooking the dirt, and now we get our tan thingamabob, which, interestingly enough, or did I fix that? Yeah, interestingly enough, we still can't dig this because I have a mistake in the code of this guy. But offhand, I don't know what it is. Oh, yeah, it's probably because it says group instead of groups. Change that and see. Let's see if that fixes it, so we can break it by hand. Hey, what do you know? We can now punch it. Does it break faster than dirt does? Yeah. Oddly enough, it does. One would really think that a baked dirt should be stronger than normal dirt. But there you go. Cooking and fuels. That's really all there is to say. Have fun. Cook up something crazy. See what I did there? Cook up something. Cooking recipes. I know, I'm just funny like that. I'll catch you guys in another week.